Good morning, boys and girls. We're on page 141. Please make sure you're turning to page 141, lesson number 29, homework. So for the first question, it asks you to divide and then rewrite each expression as a division sentence with a fraction divisor and fill in the blanks. The first one is done for you. So we're going to look at the example together because that's going to help us see what or how we can solve for the problem. So we have 4 divided by 1/10, and that gives us 40. Okay, so that's what we're doing here. We're going to be dividing exactly what the number is, but as a fraction. So we're changing the decimal into a fraction. So we have 9 divided by 1/10, which is equal to 90. So there are 10 tenths in one whole, and there are 90 tenths in 9 wholes. And over here we have 6 divided by 1/10 again. So that means that there are 10 tenths in one whole and there are 60 tenths in 6 wholes. That's how you get 60. Over here we have 36 tenths divided by 1/10. So what we have here is there are 30 tenths in 3 wholes, there are 6 tenths in 6 tenths, and there are 36 tenths in 3.6 tenths, or 36 tenths. So that's where we get our answer. Next one, we have 12 or 128 tenths divided by 1/10 again. And when you get that, you're going to have 120 tenths in 12 wholes. You're going to have 8 tenths in 8 tenths, and there are 128 tenths in 128 tenths. For this one over here, we have 3 whole divided by 1/100. So what's that going to give you is there are 100 hundredths in one whole. There are 300 hundredths in 3 wholes. Over here we have 7 divided by 1/100. So we have 7 divided by 1/100, and that is going to give us there are 100 hundredths in one whole, and there are 700 hundredths in 7 wholes, and that's where you get 700. For problem G, you have 47 tenths divided by 1/100. So what's going to happen in this problem is we're going to be dividing it by, you divide it by 110. That's right. So 47 divided by 1 and 10 divided by 100. So what we have here is there are 400 hundredths in 4 wholes, and there are 70 hundredths in 7 tenths, and there are 470 hundredths in 47 tenths. So I'll give you an example. If I were to solve for this, I have 47 tenths times 100 over 1. So that would give me 4,700 divided by 10. And what you would end up getting is 470. That's how you solve for it. On this side, we have 11 or 133 tenths divided by 1/100. You would do the same thing. You have 113 tenths times 100 over 1. So you get 11300 over 10. So you get 1,130 as your final answer. That's where you get that. So there are 1,100 hundredths in 11 wholes. There are 30 hundredths in 3 tenths, and there are 1,130 hundredths and 11.3 tenths. Okay, on this page you are going to solve. So we have 2 divided by 1/10. Notice that the 1 is in the tenths place, and that's why we're dividing it by 1/10. 2 times 10 is equal to 20. This one, the 1 is in the tenths place. That's why we're dividing it by tenths. 23 times 10 is equal to 230. Over here we have 5 divided by 1/100. Notice that the 1 is in the hundredths place. So we have 5 divided by 1/100. 5 times 100 is equal to 500. Over here we have the 1 in the tenths place. So we have 72 tenths divided by 1/10. 72 times 1 is equal to 72. 72 divided by 10 is going to give you 72 because you need to move your decimal over once, and that's going to give you a whole number. Over here, we have 51 divided by 100ths. Notice that the 1 is in the hundredths place. So 51 times 100 is equal to 5,100. Over here, we have 31 divided by 1/10. Notice that the 1 is in the tens place. 31 times 10 is equal to 310. 310 is our answer. For this one, we have 231 divided by 1/10. Notice that the 1 is in the tens place. So we have 231 times 10, which is equal to 2,310. For this one, we have 437 divided by 1/100ths. 1/100th. Notice that the 1 is in the hundredths place. So we have 4.37 times 100 over 1, which is equal to 437. For this one right here, we have 24.5 divided by 100ths. Notice that the 1 is also in the hundredths place. Think of your place value chart. So we have 24.5 times 100, which is going to give you 2,450. For problem number 3, it says Giovanni was charged 1 cent for his text message that she sends. Last month, her cell phone bill included a $12.60 charge for text messages. How many text messages did Giovanni send? So what we're going to do is we're going to divide 12.60 divided by 100ths. So 12.60 times 100 is going to give you 1,260. That's how many text messages she sent. Next question says here, Ralph said, Geraldine solved a problem. 68.5 divided by 100ths is equal to 6,850. Ralph said, this is wrong because a quotient means an answer to a division problem, can't be greater than the whole you start with. For example, 8 divided by 2 is equal to 4, and 250 divided by 5 is equal to 50. Who is correct? Explain your thinking. So Geraldine is correct because she is dividing by a number smaller than 1 but larger than 0. The quotient will get bigger. So if you divide by a number that is greater than 1, then your quotient is also, or your answer to a division problem is also going to be greater. But if you are dividing by a number smaller than 1, then your quotient is going to be smaller, all right? Okay, now problem number 5. The price for an ounce of gold on September 23rd, 2013 was $1,326.40. A group of 10 friends decided to equally share the cost of 1 ounce of gold. How much money will each friend pay? So you're dividing 1,326.40 divided by 10. That's going to give you 132.64. And that is all.